Of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. Today's episode covers a big shakeup in Washington, one that could directly impact how ag producers interact with the USDA in the years ahead. U.S. Secretary Brooke Rollins just announced a major reorganization of the Department of Agriculture aimed at cutting costs, relocating staff, and bridging the USDA closer to the people that it serves. Over the past 4 years, USDA's workforce grew by 8% and salaries rose by 14.5%. But according to the department, that growth came without a corresponding increase in service to ag producers. Thousands of new hires were added with no substantial funding plan. Secretary Rollins described the USDA as bloated, expensive, and mismanaged, particularly in its Washington, D.C. footprint, where many buildings are underutilized and in need of costly repairs. The plan has 4 major goals. 1. Right-size the USDA's workforce based on budget and ag priorities. 2. Bring USDA closer to farmers and ranchers. 3. Eliminate bureaucratic layers. 4. Consolidate redundant support functions. This is the first phase of a multi-month process. USDA leadership will notify offices soon about relocation and realignment. One of the biggest changes that we are going to be seeing is USDA is moving many of its national capital region staff to 5 regional hubs: Raleigh, North Carolina, Kansas City, Missouri, Indianapolis, Indiana, Fort Collins, Colorado, and Salt Lake City, Utah. Right now, about 4,600 USDA employees are based in the D.C. area. That number will be reduced to around 2,000 after the reorganization. The move is designed to lower costs. Washington, D.C. has a federal locality pay rate of nearly 34%, while the hubs range from 17 to 30%. USDA will return several major buildings to the General Services Administration, including the South Building, Braddock Place, Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. The South Building alone has over $1.3 billion in deferred maintenance and is currently averages fewer than 1,900 people a day in a space built for over 6,000. The Carver Center will still be used and functions at other facilities, like the Witten and Yates Building, are being reevaluated. Rollins emphasized that all critical USDA functions will continue, especially those tied to national security, fire season, food safety, and ag inspections. Earlier this year, she issued a memo exempting 52 essential position types from the hiring freeze. These roles are considered vital for public safety and will not be eliminated, though some employees may be relocated. So, while there's major restructuring, the department says core services for farmers and ranchers will not be disrupted. To manage costs, the USDA is also reducing its overall workforce, but doing so voluntarily. As of today, more than 15,000 employees have opted for deferred retirement through a fully voluntary program. This is part of USDA's attempt to right-size without mass layoffs, focusing instead on attrition, retirement, and reorganization. So here are your takeaways as a listener today. USDA is downsizing its DC footprint and moving core operations closer to ag communities. 5 regional hubs will become the new centers of USDA activity. Critical services will remain intact, but many jobs are being relocated or phased out voluntarily. This is a major structural shift and will continue tracking how it affects funding, access, and services for producers on the ground. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode covering current events and current topics within agriculture, make sure that you are tuned into our CattleUSA Drive newsletter. This is where I got this article from, and it is a newsletter that hits your inbox every single morning so that you as producers or agriculturalists in general can get up-to-date news and information on everything from markets to weather to news hitting the World Wide Web. So make sure that you head down to the show notes and you subscribe to that newsletter. And as always, thank you all for listening, and we'll see y'all tomorrow on another episode. Have a good one, y'all.